Welcome to Flourish. I'm Diane Planidin, and you're in the right place if you're ready to create an inspired life. And we do so by working on our own personal development so we can be strong role models for those we love and mentor, and strong for our own personal well-being. And well-being, no matter what age you are, no matter where you live, what environment you grew up in, is all within. It's all within our minds. Now, I know you can't always change your environment, but you can change your mind. And actually, that takes a lot of work. And I'm going to work through a book this month, for the month of February. It's really small book, short book. I highly recommend you pick it up. It's by James Allen. It's called As a Man Thinketh. And I wanted to talk about that whole man word because James Allen knew that it's not just men who think. Men and women alike all have the same brain. Now, we don't have the same physiology. There is a difference, especially in the reproductive section, right? But we are all born with the same brain, unless, of course, you have an injury. But that's, I'm not going to sidetrack on all of that. That's a little different situation. I wanted to talk about the power of thought, because you hear a lot of people saying, oh, just keep going, just keep thinking about it, just keep persevering. But this little handy dandy book by James Allen, and he references a man, but we all know that women have brains too, right? It doesn't matter. This is a really excellent guide if you're struggling to know, what do they mean by the power of thought? What do they mean think and grow rich? What do they mean meditate on that? What do they mean just keep thinking about it? Well, that manifestation is more of a what you are moving towards. If you're always feeling down, if you're always feeling depressed, you just keep moving in that direction. It's as simple as that. Now, you have to lift up your spirits. You have to lift up your bootstraps. You have to think differently. You have to feed your mind with different vibes that are more positive to your well-being. And then you are on the road to fruition. That is how you're manifesting. Your brain is not a wishing well, but it doesn't know the difference between good and evil thoughts for you. That's where you come in. That's where you are the most important person in the room. And this whole mastery of human nature, it's really important to think beyond what the other person's doing, beyond what the other person's saying, accomplished. We don't know their story. We don't know who you're comparing yourself to. There's only one person you need to compare yourself to, and that's who you were yesterday. And if you have to have that conversation with yourself every day before you get out of bed, to remind yourself to set your intention, to be resilient, and to take action, that's how you get there, one step at a time. There's no overnight success. None of that happens for anyone. And so when you hear people talking about, well, all I did was persevere, there's a lot more going on in the background. So I know that's a huge explanation about what I'm going to talk about, but I really want to give you a little backstory on that so you can really absorb what this book is called, what this book is all about. It's called As a Man Thinketh, and James Allen was really quite to the point and with this, and it's not a complete, cure-all, but it is a really good start. So the first chapter is all about thought and character, and this is what he has to say. I'm going to keep this gender neutral, just a little FYI. So there's a little editing I'm doing along the way, but their opening statement is, as a person thinketh in their heart, so are they. Not only embraces the whole of a person's being, but is so comprehensive as to reach out to every condition and circumstance of their life. A person is literally what they think. Their character being the complete sum of all their thoughts. As the plant springs from and could not be without the seed, so is every act of a person springs from the seeds, from the hidden seeds of thought, and could not have appeared without them. This applies equally to those acts called spontaneous and unpremeditated, as to those which are deliberately executed. Act is the blossom of thought, and joy and suffering are its fruits. Thus, a person garner in the sweet and bitter fruitage of their own husbandry. So, when you have act is the blossom of thought, and joy and suffering are its fruits. So, if you're acting on a thought that's joyful, or the fruit that you will bear, that'll come to fruition, will be good. Equally, if the seed you're planting is a negative one, not a good one, you will also bear fruit, but that will cause you more suffering. So you get a choice on what fruit you're going to plant. What are you going to cultivate in the garden of your mind? It's actually quite brilliant. I love this. And I'm not reading this word for word, by the way. It's a summary of each chapter. Here we go. Of all the beautiful truths pertaining to the soul, which have been restored and brought to light in this age, none is more gladdening or fruitful of divine promise and confidence than this: that people are the master of thought, the molder of character, and the maker and shaper of condition, environment, and destiny. As being of power, intelligence, and love, and the Lord of his own thoughts, people hold the key to every situation and contain within themselves that transforming and regenerative agency by which they may make themselves what they will. As a being of power, intelligence, and love, we all have that, right? Then he says, only by much searching and mining are gold and diamonds obtained. And people can find every truth connected with their being if they dig deep into the mine of their soul, and that they are the maker of their character, the molder of their life, and the builder of their destiny. They may unerringly prove, if they will watch, control and alter their thoughts, tracing their effects upon themselves, upon others, and upon their life and circumstances, linking cause and effect by patient practice and investigation, and utilizing this every experience, even to the most trivial everyday occurrence, as a means of obtaining that knowledge of themselves, which is understanding, wisdom, power. In this direction, as in no other, is the law absolute, that he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. For only by patience, practice, and ceaseless persistence can a person enter the door of the temple of knowledge. That is a great way to think about it. I mean, just let that digest, let it sink in. It's an old age proverb, wisdom, been around since the beginning of time. That's where the power of thought comes in. That's where the thought process lies. And you don't have to be religious. You don't have to be Christian. You don't even have to read the Bible. These are lessons, stories carried on through the ages. And I did a really good episode, I'm going to link in the show notes, from Augmentino about persisting until you succeed. So that's the little first tidbits from James Allen. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to continue this journey all month long because it's really important to just digest these ideas so you can get a clear understanding of where you're going versus somebody just saying, oh, just keep going, keep moving forward, just do it. Do what? The key here is you may not know how to do it, but if you think about it, you can move forward. And when you're moving forward, you're taking action. And that's energy in motion. And that's where it's going to lead you to live a more inspired life. Well, if you like the show, share it with somebody you know, and hey, hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss the next chapter.